Today we are going to talk about high performance liquid chromatography, that is HPLC, and we will see the principle and mechanism of action of HPLC, along with it the chromatograms and its interpretation in different hemoglobinopathies, mainly the thalassemia. We will also see the advantages and limitations of HPLC and its application in hematology and pathology. So now let's get started with the topic. So HPLC is an automated column-based chromatographic technique that separates, identifies and quantifies hemoglobin variants based on their differential ionic interaction with a cation exchange column. So so what does this differential ionic interaction word means? It means that different hemoglobin fractions have different amino acids, and due to the presence of different types of amino acids on them, they show differential ionic interaction with a cation exchange column which is present in HPLC machine. So this technique is a very important tool for frontline screening in case of thalassemia, and it is also useful for simultaneous detection and quantification of all hemoglobin fractions. Mainly it is a gold standard for detection of HbA2, and it also helps in detection of different common and rare hemoglobin variants. Different type of hemoglobinopathies, mainly the thalassemia, and different structural variants of hemoglobin, that is HbS, HbC, HbD and HbE, can also be detected. Compound heterozygotes can also be identified by HPLC, and it plays a significant role in neonatal screening and prenatal programs. The core principle of this technique is that the hemoglobin variants are separated by differential ionic interactions between positively charged, this positive charge which is present on hemoglobin due to the presence of amino acids, and a negatively charged cation exchange resin. This is present in the HPLC column. These generating characteristic retention times for each hemoglobin fraction. The retention time is a characteristic for each hemoglobin fractions. We will discuss about the retention time later in our video. So a HPLC machine consists of two types of phases, that is a stationary phase and a mobile phase. The stationary phase, which is present in the column as resin, that is a negatively charged cation exchange resin. It can be a carboxymethyl or sulfopropyl functional groups. These cation resins attract positively charged hemoglobin molecules, and if on the hemoglobin positive charges are more, then it will bind strongly with the cation present in the HPLC machine, and that will lead to longer retention time. That means that fraction of hemoglobin will be retained for much longer period in the HPLC column. The mobile phase is a aqueous buffer of increasing ionic strength. This aqueous buffer are generally sodium chloride solution in increasing ionic strength. Buffer sodium ions competitively displace hemoglobin from the resin. The hemoglobin, those that were initially bounded with the cation resins, now the sodium ions will come and they will compete with hemoglobin fractions for the cation resins and will bind to the cations. Thus, the weakly bound hemoglobin will be displaced first at low ionic strength of sodium chloride, and strongly bound hemoglobin fraction will be displaced later at high ionic strength of sodium chloride. This picture shows the mechanism of action of HPLC. At first, we take blood in EDTA vial. After that, hemolysis of that blood is being done, and RBCs are broken down. Due to this, the hemoglobin fractions comes out of the cell, and this hemoglobin fraction is being injected into the HPLC column under high pressure. Hence, this technique is known as high pressure liquid chromatography. When hemoglobin fractions comes inside the HPLC column, they bind with the negatively charged resin particles inside the HPLC column. These resin particles constitute the stationary phase of the HPLC column. So the hemoglobin fractions which have less number of positive ions on them, they bind weakly with the resin particles, and those hemoglobin fractions which have more number of positive ions, they bind strongly with the resin particles. Now comes the mobile phase. The mobile phase is a buffer with increasing ionic strength. Usually a sodium chloride solution in increasing ionic strength is used as a mobile phase. When a low concentration sodium chloride solution flows, this is the flowing of the sodium chloride happens inside the HPLC column. Then the hemoglobin fractions which were weakly bounded with the resin particles, they get displaced and comes out of the HPLC column. In the likewise manner, after the low ionic strength sodium chloride, when high ionic strength sodium chloride solution flows into the column, then the hemoglobin fractions which were strongly bounded with the resin particles, they get displaced, and the hemoglobin fraction comes out of the HPLC column. When these hemoglobin fractions are coming out of the HPLC column, they are being passed through the flow cell of the detector and are measured at 415 nm of wavelength. The detector signal is processed to give a chromatogram, and it quantifies the hemoglobin fractions. This is the chromatogram of HPLC. Here in the x-axis the retention time is plotted, and in the y-axis the absorbance is plotted. These are the different peaks, and each peak corresponds to a hemoglobin fraction. That means each peak is a characteristic for a different hemoglobin fractions, and the retention time is a characteristic for each hemoglobin. That is, at 1 minute retention time, we know that the hemoglobin fraction which is coming out is a fetal hemoglobin between 0.8 to 1.2 minutes, or roughly around 1 minute. In the same manner, the adult hemoglobin comes out between 2.3 to 2.8 minutes, and HbA2 comes out in the last between 3.6 to 4 minutes. So these retention times are characteristic for these hemoglobin fractions. Now comes the area under these peaks. The area under these peaks, these are the areas. The areas under these peaks are proportional to the amount of that hemoglobin fraction, which is expressed in percentage. In a normal blood, the fetal hemoglobin is less than 1%, the adult hemoglobin is 95 to 98%, and HbA2 is between 2 to 3.5%.